Welcome to my channel, Purposeful Play, where I talk about all things early childhood education. I'm Danielle, and I am a 4K teacher in Wisconsin. And today, I am going to share a couple more small group activity ideas with you. I've had a lot of people that have been really grateful for the ones that I've shared, so I am going to share a couple more. These are ones I usually do in person, but they also work virtually. So let's get started. All right, the first game, I don't know what to call it, but here's what it is. I held up an item in front of the camera, but I only showed a little portion of it. And the kids had to guess what it was. And so this is what I did. And I asked them, what do you think that is? And they guessed that it was paper or sticky note. And then I asked them what shape it was. And then we sang the shape song. I'll sing you the square one. A square is like a window, a square is like a window. It has four sides, they are the same. A square is like a window. And we do this with our finger. And then I had the kids use their little chalkboards and chalk to draw a square. And as we were kind of singing the song, they drew their square and then held it up and showed it to me. And then I did another item. Oops, I showed you too much because you're going to guess what it is when I show you that much. But I only showed them a little bit and they had to guess what it was again. And then I'll sing the circle song for you. A circle, how does it go again? A circle has no, oh, now I can't remember what it is. A circle has no end. Round and round. Oh no, a circle's like a donut. A circle's like a donut. Round and round, it never stops. A circle's like a donut. And I think I found these songs online, and the circle one used to be a circle's like a ball, but a ball is not a circle, it's a sphere. So I changed it to donut. The other things I shared, I had a triangle Triscuit that I held up just a little tiny bit of it. And then that one goes, a triangle has three sides, a triangle has three sides, up the mountain, down and back, a triangle has three sides. And usually if we're in the class, you know, we're drawing them really big, using their whole body. But when we're on the camera, I just try to do it small so they can see what my finger's doing. And then again, we drew it on our chalkboards. And then the rectangle, I had a comb and I held up just a part of my comb. I'm at school, so I don't have some of those things here. And the rectangle has four sides. The rectangle has four sides. Two are short and two are long. A rectangle has four sides. And that was one game that was actually really fun because it had just so many different parts to it. And the kids really enjoyed it. And it took up the whole 15 minutes of our small group. Okay, the next game is kind of like a what's missing game. And I use these black boards. So they are canvases that I just covered in felt. And I actually I feel like I have more than four, but I could only find four. And these will sit on a shelf in our class. It's actually the only thing on our shelf right now, but they're always on a shelf. And then when we use our math bags during small groups, we pull these out and then everybody dumps their items on this board. So they just show up really nicely. I should probably tell you what math bags are. So every couple of weeks when we're in person, the kids bring back it's a little bag about this big. I got them on Amazon, I believe. Amazon. Cheap bags, and I just wrote their kid's name on it and math bag. And every 2 weeks they have to bring back their math bag with up to 10 items, really small things that fit in the bag, and they can't be toys, and that's something that they have to keep at school forever. And all of those things throughout the year become our math manipulatives for the whole year. So if you look back at some of my other videos, I did say that I'm not a fan of those plastic counters because there's just limited on what you can do with those. But when you get all this stuff from home, it's endless opportunities what you can do with it. So that's how we use our math bags. And then, you know what, when we share them during small groups with their math bags, it's different every time. Every group is different because it just depends on what their things are that they bring in. So when we do the game, Where Is It? It's usually, a couple of days after they've shared their math bag items. And I'll tell you how we play that game using this board. So I really wanted to use my new document camera, but I haven't had a chance to hook it up yet and figure it out. So I will just hold my phone. It's very steady. Simple game. I mean, really, right now I only have 3 things on here, but you have the kids close their eyes, you take one thing away, and then you see if the kids can guess it. I would start with the fewer number of items, and then, as they have that recognition and remembering, then you can add more items. But if they don't know what's missing, then you can talk about and describe what's missing. Well, it's round. It has a hole in the center. It's hard. So those descriptive words, or if I took this one away, you could say, oh, well, it has 4 sides. They're all the same sides, all the same size. So using those shape attributes, and then you could have like multiple square things, or maybe you have square and rectangles, and then you can talk about how they are different. This one has all the same sides. The other one has 2 short sides, 2 long sides. So, and this one is a fun game to play too when you're in person, because then the kids can take turns taking something away. Okay, another quick and easy game with supplies that you can easily have at school or the families can have at home is, I call it Where Is It? And I'm gonna turn my camera around and show you how I play it. So the supplies you need for this game are cups, and you could use, these are just Dixie cups. You could use red Solo cups. You could also use cups that you have at home, as long as you're not you can't see through them, of course, and then just putting a little piece of paper on top of them. Here I've written letters, I've got some numbers, smaller numbers, larger numbers, and then you could also do words. So if I was playing with just letters, we would take something and the kids would hide their eyes, and then I would hide it and then ask them, okay, where is it? And they would have to say, oh, it's under the B. And then I would have them or help me find where's the B, and then we look under it. Or you might ask the kids, they might say, oh, it's under the A, or the letter that says and then they can find it. In person, this is great because you can have the kids, of course, taking turns hiding the items under the cup. So that means that when the person who hides it, they're the ones who gets to lift up the cup. So they have to know the letters, and also the person who is guessing has to know the letters. And this one, of course, it's great because you can differentiate in many, many different ways. And I quite often use, I can't remember where it is now, it's under the A, the stuff from their math bags for them to hide under this. So it's a great game to play during small groups. It's also a great game after you've taught the kids how to play it, to put it out during center time, and they can play it with their friends. I just want to take another minute or two or second or two to talk about the math bags, because like I said, there are so many things that you can do with them during small groups when you're in person. So the first day we usually have the kids share what they brought. So they share what they have, what they might be used for. We count them, they line them up, and then we count them. Then usually the next day or the next time we use them, I have the kids sort them. So they can sort their own stuff however they want. And it's really interesting to see what they choose, the ways they choose to sort them. And then another thing that we do is, okay, these things all start with this letter, and these things all start with this letter. Or we might sort them by the shapes. And then another time we also make patterns with them using some of the things, because some kids bring in all the same thing, all 10 things are the exact same thing. Some kids bring a variety of stuff. So I just want to say that if you can do it, do it. It doesn't have to be a little baggie that you purchase. It could be a Ziploc bag, and that goes back and forth to home and to school. And that's how you don't have to spend money on manipulatives. All right, the next small group activity could be a transition, could be one that you do in small groups. So actually I'll give you two different songs that I do. This one I usually use a transition. It goes like this. Listen for your name, listen for your name, listen for a word that rhymes with your name. Danielle, Danielle, and I would hop up and I would go and transition to my next thing. So I know that's not a small group one, but it's a good transition one, and the rhyming is very obvious, and they recognize that the ending of the word rhymes with the ending of their name. So that's why that one is a little bit easier. Then the next one, it goes like this. And I have everybody doing the clapping so that it keeps them busy, keeps their hands and their body busy, and then they sing the beginning of the song with us too. So this one goes like this. Riddle-dee-dee, riddle-dee-dee, won't you say a rhyme with me? I say cat, you say, and they say hat. Cat, hat, cat, hat. And I have them repeated a couple of times. And then riddle-dee-dee, won't you say a rhyme with me? I say ball, you say, and then I just keep going and give everybody a chance to do a little rhyming song with me. Okay, the last game is pretty simple and one that we have used this past week, and it is just recognizing emotions on people's faces. It is one you can play virtually, it is one you can play in person, and the kids take turns making a face that shows an emotion, one that we have been learning about, and then the kids have to try and guess what emotion it is. And then the person who made the face, the angry face or the sad or the surprised, gets to tell a little story, a quick little story about a time they had that feeling or they experienced that feeling. And then everybody gets a turn to show an emotion and tell their story. All right, those are my ideas for now. If I have any new ones this week, I will share them with you. And thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos, and have a happy day.